We are concerned about the cost here. If I could see the Democratic chart number 9, I really like that chart. I've seen it twice tonight so far. And if we could pull that up, I want to talk about that for just a minute, because I know the cost is something that's extremely important, of the chart number 9. But we're obviously concerned about where we're going to go with the deficit. But we talked about maybe wondering about some of our charts. But here, just to make it clear, when we're in the blue in Clinton's administration, in about 1994 is the Welfare Reform Act with Republican-controlled House and Senate. 97 is it's going up in the blue, S-chip and other things that are going on. And then everything looks pretty good until we get to September 11th, 2001, and then it drops down. But I want to point out that the Democrats have had control of this Congress since 07, which if you look at that chart and see what happens to it, it's a pretty damaging spike and chart. And I would suspect it'll be the last time we'll see this chart in the budget committee.
Gentlemen, for a second. If you extrapolate just a few more years forward, that red line would go down to the basement right now.
Yes. Could you pull the chart back up again? No, because it's just amazing how the other side can take any credit for that blue. Their contribution to the blue when we passed it to begin with was without a single Republican vote, House or Senate. When you demagogued in 93, not a single Republican vote, House or Senate. That's right, and that's how you created the blue. When you came, then you demagogued it and took over, and it came in 95, and your contribution to wreck the budget, and the President Clinton had to veto it so that you couldn't get your way. Now, to take credit for his veto of your, and if you want to know what would have happened if he had signed your budgets, you found out in 2001 when President Bush signed the budgets, and you see what happened. Now, you can't blame 9/11 because the first tax cut happened before 9/11, and you'd gone through all the cash surplus before 9/11. The second set of tax cuts happened after 9/11. You can't be surprised that 9/11 had already happened, because that was after 9/11. Now, can I show that chart, your chart number 5? Can ranking member, can I show your chart number 5? That thing. Now, if you look very closely, you'll see that little hump right around 96 where we finally had eliminated the deficit and gone into surplus, and that line is headed down. Had you not messed up the budget, we would have paid off the entire debt held by the public. All that red would be under the line, because we had projected to pay off the national debt held by the public. In fact, in 2001, Greenspan was answering questions: what's going to happen when we pay off the national debt? What's going to happen to interest rates? What's going to happen to the bond market? Those are the questions he was answering in 2001. Then you wreck the budget, and you see, so all of that is actually your policy, not ours. We'd like to change the policy. We inherited a big deficit. We're in the middle of a recession. We got to do jobs first, and then we'll do the fiscally responsible things in the face of all the complaints that we're going to get from the other side. We're going to get the budget back under control, but we can't do it until we get the budget straight. Health care is going to help, because that is the biggest thing in terms of the problems with the budget.